It's on? Okay. Welcome to the first annual Moritz Comedy Night. I'll be the MC for the evening, Michael Moritz. The last time I had these many eyes on me and I was on the stage was my bar mitzvah. So this is quite nice. This is the first annual Moritz Comedy Night, and hopefully we're not too offensive or outrageous, and this is not the last Moritz Comedy Night. Actually, if you are outraged and thinks, especially Rob Roble is outrageous tonight, tomorrow my friend Nikki Brzezinski will be hosting a panelist called The Race, Gender, and Religion Problem with Comedy in America. So be sure to go to that if you'd like. I believe it's free, you know how it goes. Doing a comedy event is kind of a risky deal at a law school. You want to be pretty PC and under the radar. So I wanted to make sure I had some guidelines on what kind of content we could bring tonight. So I emailed Dean Smith and Dean Solomon. I'm like, okay, what can we say? I kind of wanted a list of like 7 words you can't say. And instead, I got a nice response back from Dean Solomon, basically saying, make sure you don't offend anybody, be respectful, and the most important was, remember, what you say on stage will affect your reputation for the rest of your life. So it's a good thing this event's being recorded. So you gotta give your faculty and students credit for performing tonight, because this could be career suicide. And we're doing all this just for your laughs. And most of you are familiar with fake laughing in class, so if you have to, I appreciate, some laughter. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a little bit of comedy now. That wasn't the funny stuff. Sometimes people come up to me like, okay, what's that accent from? Are you from New York, New Jersey? And I'm like, no, I'm from Ohio. They're like, well, is someone in your family from New York, New Jersey? I'm like, no. I said, I'm deaf. And then they're like, what? And when I tell someone, like, I'm deaf in my right ear. So when I tell people I'm deaf, they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like they offended me in a horrible way. Like, oh my God, I didn't know. I'm like, how would you know? You have like superpowers where you can tell like people's audio ability. But basically people apologize. Last week, I was in the library and people were yelling at me to be quiet. That happens all the time. And my friend Zach Lyons says, be nice, he's deaf. And these people like were about to fall down in tears like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So being deaf does have its advantages. Like I live near a train station. I sleep on the good ear, so that's good. I can save some rent that way. Let's see, got me in a law school. I was on an airplane ride for 2 hours, sitting on the window seat, good ear to the window. This guy wanted to talk to me. For about 2 minutes, I'm turning my head the whole time like this. I'm like, I cannot do this. So he keeps talking to me. And so I'm like, just whatever. I'm just gonna, screw it. I'm just gonna sit here and nod my head every few minutes. And for 2 hours, he just kept talking to me. I have no idea what the hell he talked about, but I know he thought I was probably the best listener in the world. There's another advantage about being deaf is, when you go to those job interviews, some of you might actually have job interviews, they always ask you, what's your biggest weakness? And a lot of Moritz students like say, I'm a perfectionist, I'm too perfect. I mean, some of the Moritz students actually are, but for most of us that's totally bogus. But I have a good, escape and I say, huh? I say, I'm deaf. Usually it's a way to avoid the question without actually answering my biggest weakness, because there's a lot of weaknesses. One more funny death story. I have lots of them. I'm going to try to make this, the abridged version. I was in second grade, and, at recess playing basketball. Yes, at one time I did play basketball. And was shooting hoops, and the teacher blows the whistle and says, you gotta go in. Recess is over. My friends and I are like, let's get a couple more shots at. So basically, for about 1 or 2 more minutes, we were playing basketball. We got in the building, and we went straight to the principal's office because we didn't come in class in time. And I'm like, oh no, I cannot go to the principal's office. No one, you don't know my mother, she'll kill me. And so basically, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to do this. So I start milking it, and I start bawling in tears. I didn't hear the whistle. And I felt bad because none of my friends had that excuse. And I actually got out of detention, and I totally screwed my friends. And that's when I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. Just a note, I transferred. I left that school district after that event. Totally coincidence, but I don't think those people wanted to be my friends anymore. Okay, because of this, tight timeline, I know that the main journal has a banquet at 7. So if you see some obnoxious kid stand up and say, excuse me, journal, just to emphasize that they have the journal meeting, like make sure, OSLJ here, get out of the way, But in all honesty, I love the main journal. I think I'm excited that my friend Barbara Jordan is going to be the EIC next year. I think she'll do a wonderful job. I was actually in Austin, Texas, and I saw a major statue. It was actually a statue of Barbara Jordan. This is totally the truth. Actually, the only difference was it was a tall black lady, but it was a statue of Barbara Jordan. I still have yet to see the statue of Michael Roberts, but maybe. Let's see. Okay, I got one more bit before I go on with the Whaley players, but I have like a little secret background that no one really knows about. It's actually pretty interesting, During high school, I think a lot of you were, lifeguards, cashiers, or just bums during the summer. I actually had an occupation that was probably a little out there. For about 4 summers, I was an ostrich blower. You can laugh, okay. I'll get a little bit more than that. I was actually just kind of an ostrich blower. Basically, like, how the hell do you become an ostrich blower? Well, I'll give you a little tidbit. My mom likes nice stuff. She was in like a Macy's or something. She saw an ostrich blower. She's like, well, this is really nice. So she decides to buy an ostrich farm, get some ostriches, and for some reason, I get stuck to be an ostrich blower. So you're like, what the hell's an ostrich blower? Well, all those fancy little ostrich eggs that you see in stores that like sell for $100? Well, someone actually has to unyoke those and like clean them up. So let me put this on the stand because I gotta explain what an ostrich blower does. So an ostrich blower would take the egg, drill a hole, and just go like this for about 3 minutes to empty the hole. So that's the total truth, and that's why I'm kind of messed up. But the important thing is, I knew my life could only go up from there. But I'm gonna end this and go and present the first act of the evening, Professor Whaley and the Whaley Players. Well, I'm so excited. Just to FYI, in the past, Professor Whaley and the Whaley Players had done some faculty skits, but we kind of went on a hiatus. So I'm so glad to have a Moritz Comedy Night so we can bring them back. So before we start, we're going to have Professor Whaley give a little bit of words, and then we're going to start the show. Okay?
I want to thank the Jewish Legal Society and the SBA, and Michael in particular, for setting all of this up. The Whaley Players have been in hiatus. Now, I retired in 2004 from this faculty after having been an indenture here for a long time. I thought I was done with the semester. I'm teaching a 6-hour-a-week semester course in commercial law, hence the number of the students who are out here. And I'll be teaching better creditor this summer. But we used to have 3 skits. All we needed was 3, of course, since the students would graduate. and you're about to see one of them. This is called the Law School Game Show, and it involves both students, faculty, and staff. So you've got the whole schmear up here for the Whaley players, and without further ado, we begin the skit. Arthur.
The Law School Game! The exciting you spend 3 valuable years of your life worrying about the rule in Shelley's case and other legal doctrines that have nothing, I say nothing, to do with how law is actually practiced. And here, direct from Columbus, Ohio, where he's a professor at the Moritz College of Law at The Ohio State University, is our host, Rick Stone! And welcome all of you to the Law School Game! You all know how this game works. Our contestant enters the game board here at the entrance to the Gilbert Law School and undergoes a series of tests while trying to graduate and reach this spot, the real world. Moreover, the one rule here in the Law School Game is the contestant is never told the rules. The least little misstep and bam, the contestant loses and ends up bagging groceries for the rest of his natural life. And now, let's meet tonight's contestant. Tell us about him, Art. Rick, welcome John, a recent honors graduate from Ohio State University who wants to be a lawyer. Welcome John to the Law School Game.
It's Jones. I'm John Jones.
Of course you are. Now, why do you want to play the game, Mr. John?
Well, I studied philosophy and undergrad, kind of really,
That's terrific. Very inspiring story. Now, before you do the law school game, you must sign these papers.
What are they?
Oh, well, they're actually legal documents, so nobody here knows what they say. Here's Mark Rocky, our financial system advisor. He'll give you a hint.
I am the financial wizard of By signing these papers, you request entrance to the temple of indebtedness. No one has read the fine print and lived to tell about it. Just sign here.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Now, it really doesn't. It's part of the law school game, Mr. John.
Jones, you said something about binding my descendants. Is that unconscionable?
Sign this paper which waives the defense of unconscionability. Stop thinking. Sign the damn things like all the other students. Are you wearing a watch?
And now it's time to meet our professors. Here at the Gilbert Law School, we have a fine faculty. Among them are professors who know their subject but can't teach it. Professors who can teach but don't know anything about their subject. And professors who can do neither one. Also, we have professors who used to be able to do these things but now too old to do anything at all. And finally, professors who are highly intelligent and wear the disgusting disdain for the students on their sleeves. Let's have a hand for our faculty. And now it's time for the first round of the game. Art, tell the contestant what he will study during his first year. Glad to, Rick. First there is contracts, where your professor will instill in you a love of the dollar and a talent for incomprehensible phrases.
All of human civilization is based on contracts. From multi-billion-dollar deals all the way down to the law school catalog. If you understand contracts, you don't have to take any other classes. They're all irrelevant.
Next comes property, an area where the law was frozen in medieval formalism. Until recently when it was changed completely.
As we know, all law, goodness, music, poetry, and art come property. We are employees. Dear Jonas. Oh, grants not able to wait for life than to be in his heirs. But if he marries an unborn widow, who then becomes frivolous, marrying Hillary Clinton and Ann Romney, are they compared to? And should Michelle Obama bring an action for return of the fox, the Trover, the Pleasant, or Deadhead?
I don't see a fox anywhere.
Next there is courts, where you will cast in horror at the gruesome ways in which human beings get off.
Remember when the victim's arms were found in the lake, but the hands had been chopped off and left in the woods, and one of the fingers, now get this, somehow ended up at Starbucks. So when the plaintiff found the bloody latte finger, was the defendant the proximate cause of the injury?
The next subject is civil procedure, the crown jewel of the first year curriculum. A subject that gives new depth and meaning to the word trivia.
Civil procedure has been defined as all the law that's left when you remove all of the substance. It'd be a great idea. We've spent all of our time talking about motions to dismiss, summary judgment, and standing.
And finally, constitutional law.
Constitutional law is really very simple. All you need to know is how to read the mind of Justice Anthony Kennedy. After all, constitutional law is merely what Justice Kennedy thinks. So if you're already a professional mind reader, you'll do great in this class.
Now, Mr. John,
Still Jones.
in a moment, it's time to start the game. But first, you have to study all these books. In the meantime, Art will tell you what you're playing for. Rick, our winner, can look forward to becoming editor-in-chief of the Maine Law Review.
That sounds good.
A clerkship on the Sixth Circuit, a glamorous job with a 2,000-person law firm, and an early death from exhaustion. Now, before we find out how you did your exam, John, we'll pause with a word from our sponsors. Art? Afraid of coming exams? Panic? You've tried Gilbert's, Smith's Legal Gems, and Nutshells to no avail? You still know nothing about the law? Well, now try Legal Suppositories. Available in 3-hour, 4-hour, take-home exams, and the handy 24-hour variety. Satisfaction guaranteed. So the next time you have to cram it, do it with Legal Suppositories. Okay, John, are you ready to live in your exam grades?
I tried as hard as I can. I worked hard.
Of course you did. Are we ready, professors? Well, Mr. Dodds here has worked very hard his first year. What are the results? Don't worry, John. The second year is coming up.
I can learn from my mistakes, though, right? I can talk to my professors and figure out what I did wrong. I can fit a few more leak subs up there.
Well, you could try.
It's really very simple. I was thinking of a restatement section number, and you didn't guess which one.
And no, why is your name on the book?
After very busy trading stock tips and running bookshelves to buy next year outlandish prices. Now, it's time for you to move on to your second year grades.
All right, I think I'm ready.
Well, that's what you think. Let's see what the professors think. Bad grades again. But don't worry, John. There's still the third year. And the third year, we have something special for you.
Yes.
And now, you study
That's on the
hard.
script.
You study hard for this final set of exams, Mr. John.
Not really. I kind of blew things off, Rick. I went to Vegas on embezzled SBA funds. Played a lot of Guitar Hero 3.
Oh, good for you, good for you. Now, how about for your grades? Professors? Bad grades again. But it doesn't matter, John. There are no losers in the law school game. You still pass. And you have reached the happy moment when you graduate from the Gilbert Law School. And now, here's the dean. Thank you for your degree.
Well, me.
It finally helps me in something.
Congratulations, Mr. Jones, on obtaining a Juris Doctorate degree.
Jones.
Jones? Mr. Johns, on obtaining a Juris Doctorate degree from the Gilbert's Law School. But best of all, now that you've graduated, I will actually begin to pay attention to you. In fact, next week I'll be calling you to discuss with you Alumni Association, scholarship drives, endowed chairs.
They make special chairs for people like that?
You help us make them. Whether you'd be willing to be an at-that adjunct.
You can call me all you want, but if I can't find a job, I'm not going to have any money.
But in these hard financial times, the law school has an exciting new program to place our graduates in thrilling legal work.
Really?
Yes, thrilling. Moritz has been contacted by Dangerous Legal Practice Inc., which is engaged in civil litigation against the evildoers. You'll get to serve summons, take depositions, and do in-depth investigations of drug dealers, illegal arms merchants, mafia, terrorist organizations, and Snooki. With travels to exotic places like Colombia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and New Jersey.
I'm really on my feet.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Congratulations, Mr. Johns.
Jones.
Tell Mr. Johns what else he has won.
John, you have won the right to pay $3,000 to Marbury in order to actually learn the law we should have taught you. Then there's 6 months of agony as you sweat through the bar exam, which, by the way, you will flunk 2 times, before moving to South Dakota.
I wish I went to med school!
Oh, too late for that. Too late for that. Take him away. Thank you, Mr. Johns.
Jones!
And that's all the time we have for today. But tune in tomorrow when, God help you, you could be a contestant on the Law School Game.
It only took 20 minutes for a Snooki comment, so that's impressive. That was awesome, and I have no idea why we had a hiatus on the faculty. Our next guest, some of the young children might want to get out of this, because this could be a little watchy. But there is a reason why Drew Howard is after the faculty, so if faculty can hopefully stay and not be too afraid of what he's going to say. But I think I'm going to introduce Drew Howard will be coming up. Music, music.